consummate professional. Seriously, this is impressive.
Thank you. They do a really nice job here. They take good care of us, and my goal is to have my own like real talk show, and I think that this might be a good start.
Stepping stone to it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And then all these things. So I do my own footage, so it's behind the scenes stuff. It's like with the live stream going, the other video stuff. But the main thing is for the podcast. So I'm on all the platforms now.
Okay.
So I'm releasing 2 a week right now because I already have like 13 done.
Wow.
From like because I started 6 ahead at the hip hop station.
Okay.
And so but they're all on Spotify and iHeartRadio and all of the things like Apple. What is it? The Apple. Yeah, they're good at this stuff. That's why they help me. Because all right. We're good? The footage good? Everything's good? Audio's good? Am I kind of loud and yelly? Okay, we're good. All right, you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Lauren Rachael Talk Show. I am with my friend Jason Santiago. Hi, Jason.
What's up?
It's good to see you. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Jason Santiago. Santiago, does that mean Saint Diego?
St. James.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. Like if you go to like to the Bible or whatever, like a Spanish Bible.
I don't have one of those.
It's Santiago, so the book of James, St. James.
Really?
It's Santiago, yeah, St. James.
Do you really have a Spanish Bible at home?
I do not.
Do you have one at home?
Should I?
Oh, okay. I need to see one. I just
well have you seen the Bible, right?
Well, yeah.
And you've seen like words in Spanish. It's just a whole bunch of those words in a book.
I just wasn't expecting that. We'll see.
Yes.
I'd like more of like a
Spanish people
I like the comic book versions of things. I'm not great at the Bible, I got to be honest. And I'm so bad at it. I actually tried to listen to James Earl Jones' narration of it.
Mm-hmm.
Not good on the freeway. I nodded off a little bit. That's before the cars could drive themselves. So I was swerving a bit on my way from Atlanta to Florida one year, and I was like, oh, I thought that this would be like a really great way to just get all the Jesus in for the year, and it was not.
Just cramming it in one drive.
Yes,
there you go.
I did not get Santiago in that year.
You did.
So, all right, more about you. Comedian, Army veteran, avid balloon animal enthusiast. What else are you into?
Balloon animal enthusiast. Oh, what am I not into? When I was younger, I was a competitive swimmer. I swam for junior high all the way up to college. Yeah.
Were you ever a lifeguard?
I was a lifeguard.
Really?
Yep. I was a lifeguard. That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
I almost drowned surfing once. It was a bad day.
Really? Well, and that's the reason why I even got into swimming, because when I was a kid, I was thrown into a pool into the deep end, and they thought it was funny, and I was able to because I could always swim underwater. Sure. So I was like calm, relax. I forget how old I was. It was probably 8 years old or whatever. And I got myself over to the side of the pool.
Scary though.
And so I told my mom, I'm like, I need to learn how to swim.
Yeah,
and so when I was taking swim lessons,
who threw you in the pool?
I don't know, probably one of the friends that are
dick friends.
Yeah.
Not nice. All right.
Yeah. No, whoever it is probably incarcerated now. But
probably.
So I told my mom I want to take swim lessons, and when I started taking swim lessons,
that's cool.
My swim instructor was like, "You're actually like a natural swimmer." Boy, I did strokes and everything.
Do you still like
that.
To swim?
Yeah.
Cool.
I haven't swam a race in a long time, but I've actually, oddly enough, I've been thinking about trying to maybe get into a master's league where it's 40 plus.
Okay. To do it. It's like me with pageants. I'm like,
Yeah.
I call that the C list. You know what I mean? I'm not going home with the gold. But they let me out on the ice.
It'll be gold plated. There you go.
Yeah, gold plated. Yeah, it's not a lot of knee and hip pain in that pageant.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm like, stairs. You're brave. Okay.
Yeah.
We need traction. They did a slick stage. It was just people fell. It wasn't great. I was in Ms. America, not the same as Miss.
Not the same as Miss.
No, different division entirely. And I still didn't win that one. I got a very tiny thanks for stopping by trophy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But,
I would just get a sticker probably when you get a trophy. Or anything.
Gold star.
That's it.
All right. So that our listeners can find you, what's your home address?
It is 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Yes, you'll have to figure out which state that's from.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah. Do you know where that address is from?
Is that from Psycho?
Nope.
It sounds really familiar.
From the Munsters.
Oh, Munsters.
Yeah.
I was going to say my next guess was Desperate Housewives.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you watch?
I don't know
what are you into?
I remember like random stuff like that, but yeah.
I know it sounded familiar. Yeah. Okay. What is your social media?
So my Instagram handle is Jason Santiago Comedy.
Okay.
Facebook is Jason Santiago. I don't really aggressively put anything on TikTok, and so I'm not even sure what my TikTok handle is.
I'm currently banned just a little bit, like a partial ban, but this happens.
But Instagram is I'm hot and heavy on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah.
Hot and heavy.
Mm-hmm. I put a lot of energy into it, especially when it comes down to social media, because it's so important, especially as a comedian and what we do.
Do you have any members only 18 plus content on the hot and heavy Instagram?
No.
Okay.
Members only. Ooh.
Different.
Said that sounded OnlyFans-ish right there. That question.
Okay. So I guess that's how our listeners will find you. I thought it'd be fun to give out your real home address, but you're not going to get me gifts or pizzas now. So
yeah,
that's fine.
That's all right.
What do you like about doing comedy?
Oh, there's so many things. That show high, that feeling when you're able to make someone laugh. Like, there's nothing like when you see someone laugh, like when you see their head roll back and they're laughing or they're buckled over.
Yeah.
And that is probably like one of the coolest feelings. And then it's also too where, like, we get before the show, we'll read the room, and
sure,
I always look to see who's not laughing.
Right.
Who's not laughing. And so my goal is I'm going to make that individual laugh.
Totally.
And so I think that's
like the challenge, huh?
I like the challenge, the enjoyment.
He likes the challenge, guys.
Obviously, it's great because, the way that this world is, people are depressed. So even if it's for 5 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, however much time that I'm on stage for, and I'm able to help them escape from that, then that means the world to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Because we've all been there,
Totally.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the same for me. It's kind of an adrenaline rush when you have like a really great show.
Yeah.
The one thing I can never figure out when it's like an awkward show, because certain venues like a Wednesday night show, like some are stuffier, and it's like I don't know if it's people that have never been to a comedy show, or they're afraid of being loud, or they don't like. I've been to shows where they just stare at everybody and they're like, "That was afterwards. That was hilarious." It's like, were you really stoned? Like, were you laughing on the inside because you were smiling?
Well, I was just going to say that
you.
there's a lot of that. Like
the weed thing, or they just.
Oh yeah, you never do.
Bobby
those
said
kind of
that. Bobby the Hitman said that.
Yeah,
I talked to him.
They're like laughing on the inside, or they're like the laugh is delayed.
Or they said it was hilarious, and they were laughing the whole time. He's like, I didn't hear you. He was like, oh, I thought I was laughing. Like they were so high. It was like at a weed speakeasy thing. And I figured you call that. But anyway, yeah, they weren't. And I almost wonder why people sometimes are a little bit stuffy. But a lot of the times it might be their first show too, and they're not sure.
It could be.
They don't want to be picked on, or they're afraid we're gonna.
Yeah, like I always laugh when people like, because you've seen it before. Like nobody ever wants to sit up front.
Oh, I know. Like the front row is always empty.
And they try to sit in the back, and like
we can still see you.
Believe it or not, well, sometimes depends on the club, because you have those lights are bright, so you really can't see all the way back. But I will look to see who's trying to not sit in the front. You know, and totally. I'm like, we're gonna have some fun if I'm gonna start doing crowd work or whatever. But no, that show high is amazing. Do you remember your first show high?
Yes.
Were you able to sleep?
No, I don't sleep anyway. But it was extra fun. It was the first time I did the Comedy Store, and I had people that like my friends come out, and my mom was at the show, my grandmother, and it was like I just crushed. It was a great show.
Yeah.
And it felt really good because it took a while to get into that club. That was the La Jolla one, not even the Hollywood one. I just did the Hollywood one this year.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was.
I mean, that's right up there with Factory. Fun. Yeah,
I was like, I'm gonna keep doing this, because before it was more of a hobby for me,
right.
And I didn't treat it like a job, and now I treat it more like a job. But this is what I really want to do. It's a business,
absolutely.
And that's the side that makes the difference, right? But that feeling is awesome.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Have you ever had anyone piss themselves while laughing at you?
If they did, they did not reveal it to me, and
that's
so if you did, and I have made you piss yourself, please let me know.
Please do.
I'll get you a free. I'll get you a year's supply. Depends, but just let me know that I was able to do that. That'd be great.
I've made a few relatives piss themselves.
That's a huge compliment.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I love when people like they'll snort. They're like,
I'm
like, I got you.
I do it sometimes, and then Alex Ansel does it. Kool-Aid.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Oh, that laugh! Yes. I love his laugh. If you're watching,
I'm gonna be with him this weekend in Havasu.
Are you? Oh, are you? I love him. Yeah, I love his laugh. I always know if I don't know he's there, I'll hear him before I see him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, he's fun. So that brings me to my next question for you. You were an Army sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that you were funny or mostly yelly?
I was mostly funny.
Really?
Yeah, like my.
Because your eyes get real big sometimes. You're very intense.
Well, yeah, because it's all about. I mean, your facial expressions accentuate your set, right? And so I do that also to anything that I can do to paint the picture and have that person visualize what I'm doing. Because my style is I'm an anecdotal type of comedian, so I'm a storyteller.
Yeah.
So anything that I can do with that. But when I was in the service, like I mean, there were times, yes, like I wasn't a drill sergeant. I actually wanted to become a drill sergeant for a little bit,
I thought
and
you
then I was
all
like,
had to do that and just yell at everybody. It's not.
nah, like I
you don't
didn't.
all
I
do
mean,
that.
you yelled when it was needed too.
Okay.
And the thing is because like I don't like to be yelled at,
Who
so
does?
I can.
Well, some people that might be their thing.
If some people it is like you don't have to just because you're yelling at someone doesn't mean
Like,
that you're gonna make them do it any better or quicker, type of a deal.
Yeah, no.
They just got to know that okay, if
I
you
just get
don't
mad.
do
I'm
this,
like,
but the consequences.
I don't like you.
Yeah, no.
So what was your job when they had you?
I was a chemical operations specialist, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I had a couple of different jobs. I was the NBC NCO, so I actually ran like the stockroom with like all our equipment and everything.
Okay.
But I drove
like were you dealing with a chemical weapon stuff?
Yeah, because like so chemical operations specialist is we're trained in nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare.
Oh, how fun!
Yeah, yeah. It actually,
So
it sounded more glamorous when I signed up and I was at the
I'm picturing
with the
hazmat
recruiter
suits and a lot of itchy
and
backs.
that's exactly what it is.
Did you ever get like a swollen eye or an itchy foot or?
Oh no. But I've trained in like a live nerve agent chamber, like
hell no,
some serious stuff.
They expose you to stuff just so you can see what it was
like.
Well,
they don't expose you to it. You're in your suit, but yeah, because we had to decontaminate. We have to be able to detect, decontaminate. I was quartering party certified, so it means that before a group would come in, whether it be a battalion, company, whatever, they would have a quartering party, and you'd have like minesweepers, engineers, chemical specialists, just to make sure it was safe for everybody to come in.
So did 2020 just drive you? Did it drive you extra crazy? Would you say because you knew it was like with the whole viral thing that was
with obviously the pandemic?
Yeah.
I mean,
were you like more chill because you're like I've seen some shit and this is not that big of a deal?
That didn't even cross my mind because I was like we were stuck inside, right? And so I went from working in a office environment to a home environment, and I'm an extrovert. I feed off the energy of others, and so like I only had myself. So
it's kind of a downer.
It was. I mean, I'd have arguments with myself. Sometimes I'd win, sometimes I lose.
Yeah, totally.
Makeup sex was great though. It was great. Makeup sex was amazing.
Always a winner there. Yeah.
But But I'm never like worried about like I'm not a conspiracy theorist type of person, or I don't get into the whole paranoia thing because there's so many things that we don't know that like I'm not going to stress out on just like one little thing.
Yeah, so you're more because you've seen some things, so you were like less concerned. That's what I figured.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, my husband too. He's like, the stuff I've seen, like this is nothing. Don't worry about it. Okay. You also grew up in the Bronx.
Like I was born in the Bronx, and then I also lived out in Long Island. As well. Spent most of my time out in Long Island. I was in the Bronx till about 7 years old.
Cool.
And then we moved out to Long Island. But
so my family's from actually too. That's so funny.
In the projects.
Oh, nice. What did you hate the least about living there?
I always had somebody to hang with.
Okay.
Like just friends in the
people building. Are social and
I would spend summers at my grandmother's in the South Bronx, and that was a little different because she was super protective.
Okay.
So I didn't get to go outside as
people keep
much.
You inside a lot. It sounds like.
Well, no. The government kept me inside with the pandemic, but
bottled up.
But it was just only because like the area, like I was younger too. When I was older, I did what I wanted to or whatever. Okay. But just wasn't the best.
Did you go into the city a lot, or did you stay in Long Island?
No, I went to the city all the time, all the boroughs. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. That's fun. All right.
Yeah, I had family in each borough as well too. So.
Cool. Yeah. Follow-up question.
New Yorker through and through.
Because I've only been to New York like 2 or 3 times. Have you ever been to a bodega? And if so, what is the secret handshake so they know you're not a cop?
I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
Probably.
I'm Puerto Rican, so it depends on which ethnic group you are, which kind of handshake it is. I'm kidding.
Oh,
that's
I
not
know,
even, no,
right?
I'm kidding.
I know. I'm Italian.
Of course, I've been.
I'm Italian. We just say that we're there to protect them, but really just means give me a couple $1,000.
Yeah, I don't know if you can like live in New York and not go into a bodega. Like I think you would have to be.
I think it's harder to find like the real stores
to go. Well,
Like, where's the nearest
like the best.
store?
I mean,
20
like,
blocks. I'll just go
like
here.
the best food. You know, like, and so you know, do you know how you know if you're in a bodega or not?
If they're also selling weed.
That could be part of it. That could definitely be part of it.
Sure.
Well, if you know, if it's a weed spot, you know it's a weed spot if like the products that they have in the window are all like faded from the sun, you know. But you're like, and you know, there's
rolling paper,
that glass or like bulletproof partitions that they have there. They probably have a cat like that's hanging out, sleeping on some bed. Definitely gonna have some salsa merengue playing up in the background or whatever. But
they also have like Subway sandwiches and like a little snack, like not Subway brand, but like the sub sandwiches and stuff.
That's what Arizona's missing. And I know that we have breakfast spots here and whatever, but there's the deli. Forget like bodega, deli, whatever. It's the food's bacon, better. Egg, and cheese.
You miss the food. Yeah, I'm not loving the food here. I have to be honest. I love Arizona. I'm happy here. Food's not great because I'm from Southern California also. We're great with the Mexican food, great with the sushi. I've got my spots out here, but see, like there, most places you go are good. I'd say here, it's very hit or miss.
Where are you going? Because I think you'd have to go to like the
like Birdos,
like the mom and pop type stuff.
Yeah, any Birdos is going to be fine.
Any Birdos?
Any Birdos is a solid choice, right? And then there's a place called Trapper's Sushi we go to that's really good. We were there yesterday. It tastes like California sushi. It's great. But like worst quesadilla ever. I told Guillermo this once. It was in Sedona, and I swear it was like Kraft Singles. It was the grossest thing. Yeah, like it was beyond Americanized. It was like.
Because I was gonna say, because there's a lot of Mexicans here in Arizona.
There's some really good, the food starts to get better as the population increases. That's all I'm saying. Like at least bring some good, food. We need it. I feel like I'm
a pizza snob. That's what I miss. I miss the pizza from New York.
Yeah, I was so excited. I went to this pizza place near Rockefeller Center, and I thought it was like New York pizza. And then afterwards, someone told me it was Chicago style, and I was so pissed that I went to the wrong.
Deep dish?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know. I thought I was at like a New York pizza place.
Yeah, I have Lamar Mitchell. Good, like one of my best friends. We have that debate all the time because he's from Chicago. I'm from.
Oh yeah.
And he's always says New
who has a better pizza?
Trash. And I'm like,
you know what we should do? We should do like a blind taste test thing.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
So you don't, just see which.
Well, I mean, there's a big difference between thin slice and deep dish, so that's going to be hard. But
is
Chicago
does
all
have. Thin?
No, I mean they do deep dish, but it's not a New York thing. You know what I mean?
I know. I fucked it up.
You get the
I went to the wrong place.
You get the two slices.
I went to the wrong place.
You crack them in half. You have the paper plate. You got your can of soda.
Do you fold your pizza in half and eat it? See, I do that too. But my family, they're from New York, so I think it's normal. You fold it like a little taco.
Fold in half, especially if you're on the go. Like you're going, grabbing a slice on the go.
So you're walking with the pizza.
Yeah, that's the whole point behind it. I'll have like two slices together and fold them.
Have you performed in New York?
Yes.
Okay, so you started comedy out there?
No, I started out here, but I performed at the Comic Strip, Broadway Comedy Club.
Oh, very cool.
I don't know why I'm having a brain fart on the third club.
I mean,
Stand Up New York.
That's a safer fart. Okay.
No, Stand Up New York. No, like all amazing clubs. It's when I went back home to perform for the first time was at the Comic Strip.
Okay.
It was right after Jerry Seinfeld filmed his special.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, I remember for one, I was like, because like all my friends from high school came out and everything.
Oh,
so
that's neat.
That was like, it was like I was overwhelmed with that. But my thing was like, I'm on the same stage.
Yes.
That Jerry Seinfeld.
Yes.
Was on.
Yeah.
And I had a good set, not a great
set.
That's
how I felt about the Comedy
Store. It was a good
Store.
set.
Yeah.
It was a good set.
It's like, ooh, who else was here?
But it was
me?
awesome.
Yeah.
Like New York is a different animal. It's just like LA is a different animal. New York's a different animal.
Yes.
New Yorkers we're not very forgiving. Like
totally.
if you suck, we're gonna let you know you suck.
Yeah.
But if you're great, we're gonna fall in love with you, and we're gonna.
I did one show there at a place called the Climate Lounge. I think we were near Hell's Kitchen. We were kind of in the Manhattan area, and there's something I think that it's maybe like a travel show. It's called Laughing Buddha, and they put on different shows at different venues.
Okay.
But I happened to be in town for a bachelorette party, and they're like, "Go tell some jokes. Like you're a comedian. Like we're all here." So that's what we did, and we just found what was available right away where we were. But I don't think it was like a normal comedy club. We were like in a basement. I'm like, are we going to be able to leave afterward? Like, it's like hostile. Like,
does that drive you nuts when people are like, oh, you're a comedian, tell me a joke?
Yes. Or they give me someone else's joke. They're like, you should say this. I'm like, whose joke is that? Like, I write my own stuff. Like, I don't need someone else's material. That's very weird to me.
Yeah. I always ask them, well, what do you do like for a living? And then like whatever it can be. Well, show me what you do in your job.
So awkward. Tell me a joke. It's
just,
like,
I'm like,
sometimes
no.
I will. I've got a few in my pocket.
I'm like, pay me, I will.
That.
Yeah, sure.
But it's like, or they'll message me someone else's set and they'll be like, you should do this. I'm like, do what? Like tell jokes? They tell jokes.
Or steal their joke? Is that what you
I don't know.
Like,
and I'm like, I don't think you understand. I literally write all my own stuff.
Yeah, I love my dad. My dad, he doesn't do it as much as anymore. When I first started, he would always send me stuff. And
yeah, it's weird.
Like,
I'm like,
my
that's
dad,
not how this works.
I love my dad. So my dad is hilarious. I find my dad to be hilarious, right? My mom, not so much. Like this is a couple of years ago because they're living in Florida now, but they were living here in Arizona. And I was always, and I'm always like making my mom laugh. I'm always being silly. My dad as well. And so my dad tried to say something funny, and like my mom just didn't laugh. And he goes, like what? He goes, like, you didn't think that was funny? He goes, Jason's laughing. And she said, well, Jason's laughing at you, not with you. For one, he says, well,
different vibe.
You always laugh at everything that Jason says. She goes, well, Jason's funny. I'm like, Mom, you're crushing his spirits right now. Like, what are you doing to my father? But yeah, he's always trying to give me stuff to say.
Send you other people's stuff. Yeah, it's awkward. It's awkward. So what was your favorite place you performed so far, would you say?
Favorite place?
Yeah.
I love the Tempe Improv because that was my first big stage.
Oh yeah,
love
it's a
Stir
good
Crazy.
Yeah,
I love Stir Crazy. Tom has an amazing club over there, amazing team. Mm-hmm. I've never had a bad set at Stir Crazy. There's something about Stir Crazy that brings out the best in me.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a smaller room, but I feel like everyone there is in a good mood. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're coming from the bars downstairs and they've already had a cocktail or two, but same thing. I agree.
Could be.
I do really well there. Yeah. CB Live, Tempe Improv, I've done really well. Mic Drop also pretty good. House of Comedy's a little hit or miss during the week. It's awkward as shit. Okay. I love the club though because that's the closest one to me. I like to go there.
I love House of Comedy. That's one. I have like a couple of home clubs here. But that's one of my home clubs here.
Sometimes it's a little.
I produce a show there too.
Weird.
It is a. It
depends on who's there.
Not only just there, but it's just as far as like the people that go there. It's kind of a different. It's North Phoenix.
It's old white ladies.
It's a little more of a it's
an
older It's an older
white ladies
population.
Just stare at us.
Yeah, but you just got to know how to like read that room and know what to say. Like I don't really have any problems there. I've reset the rooms there tons of times.
Yeah, but you kind of have to like. That's why we have a lot of interactive shows.
My first few shows that I did, like when I first started.
Now that I know,
I bombed.
Expect that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But we do the interactive shows, like shows that have like games and trivia and. You know what I mean? Where like there's more audience participation during the week is kind of the main thing we're doing there, and it works. But it's like. I don't know if it's people that haven't been to a comedy show before or what, but it's it's kind of a weird one. But yeah, I agree. Tempe Improv is a great venue, really big. I think that's one of our biggest clubs. There's another one that's like we've got one that has.
They're the biggest, like the improv. Oh well, Stand Up Live, but that's part of the whole same family there.
They're all really nice.
Yeah, that's the biggest. I mean, besides like celebrity
Dion Cole there at Stand Up Live. I want to say.
Yeah. He's hilarious.
It was really funny.
I love Dion Cole.
Yeah, it was a great show. And it was full, and it was great. I think he did like 2 or 3 shows in a row.
Yeah.
And I think I was in the first one, which is good because we get the big energy. I like it when they're not sleepy. You know what I mean? While performing on the subway, did you feel like people were listening or mostly waiting for you to stop?
Never performed on the subway.
Oh, you're no fun.
Yeah. No.
What is the point of performing in New York if you're not going to really
get
to know the people?
I started here, right? So, like my buddy Adam Hunter. He started out and this is Adam Hunter's. He's been in the game for a long time. Hilarious comedian. If you're not following Adam Hunter, follow my guy Adam. But he would do comedy on the subway, and I think, but it's a great you're now in an environment that people are not going there. It's not like they're going to a club wanting to laugh or expecting to laugh.
It's like being in an elevator.
Go to work or they're going home or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's a huge challenge, and that's why it's like whenever there's like a tough room or whatever the case might be, like.
Treat it like the subway.
The subway is a means of transportation, but it's not.
I dominate elevators.
I got mugged coming off the subway back in the day. Yeah.
Tell me everything.
Well, it was I was coming. I was visiting. It wasn't even really my girlfriend yet, but I was like kind of hanging out with her.
So gray area. You were visiting a gray area person.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Exactly. Yeah. Situationship was that? What
having
was
gotten
called?
mugged.
I was in a situationship. So
really
I was taking. It was like the one of the 9 coming down. from the Bronx, and I was coming into Penn Station.
Uh-oh.
And as I was coming off, so I'm coming down the stairs, stairs come down and they level off the platform, come down. And I seen the kid walking up, and then so this is how long ago I had my Walkman on, and so I'm not even paying attention, huh?
Did he want your
Well,
Walkman?
he didn't even take that, and I know better because I have street smarts or whatever. But it was like I said, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. He didn't seem or throw any vibes. Yeah, yeah.
Walk of shame. So you're walk of shame.
No, not at all. 2 in the morning. It's like in the afternoon in New York. Are you kidding me? It is literally the city that like never sleeps. I would come out of clubs and it would be daylight, like in the morning. Yeah.
I used to do that in Georgia, but yeah, I get it.
We met at that leveling off part, and he threw me up against the wall, and I had $60 in my right pocket because I never carried money in my wallet. You never carry money in your wallet when you're when you live in New York.
Wow.
And he put his gun in against my neck. I initially thought it was a knife because it was shiny. And I looked down and it was like a nickel plated like 380. I was like, and so he just told me, he's like, give me your money. He goes, I'll pop one in you and I'll leave. And the train was coming in. So when he heard the train coming in, he let me go. I told him, I said, I got $60 in my right pocket. I'm like, leave me with my my train ticket to get home because I was taking the Long Island Railroad home. And he did and ran off.
How
and
courteous.
I was pissed. I walked down and they have like, there's like nobody there, in that time of night, but the cop, I'm screaming and making all sorts of noise. He's like, hey, the cop's like, what's wrong with you? And so I told him, he goes, you want to file a report? I'm like, why? Like, you're not going to catch this guy. I mean, I'm going to describe someone that looks just like me. You know what I mean? Like, you're never going to catch him. But that was probably the most, like, when we talk about feeling violated, like, that was crazy.
Well, when you go out there now, I mean, do you usually have a weapon on you now because of that?
In New York?
Yeah.
No, because I can't carry in New York. I carry here, but I don't have a permit to carry in New York. No. Yeah.
You'd be the one that would get arrested.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, when it's crazy. So that's actually a good question.
That's why the crime is so fucking terrible.
When I leave here and I fly to New York, as soon as I come out of the airport, like that street sense comes over me.
Yeah.
When I fly and I come back here, I can relax. It's a weird feeling.
It's a lot safer here.
And it's not that I don't pay attention to what's going on around here, but back home it's a different way of life.
Kind of I'm sorry, but the people with the gun laws, it's the criminals don't listen to your gun laws. So you're just making it so people can't defend themselves.
Oh, we could talk about this all day long. Oh yeah. I agree.
I feel very safe here. California started to go downhill.
Yeah.
Like my revolver was like $800, like a ridiculous amount of money for the weapons.
Well, so here's the thing with that. So just because you have a gun doesn't mean that you're gonna be safe. Because for one, you have to know how to use it. You have to know how to use your gun in a state of panic.
Totally.
If you can do that, then you have a better chance.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all heard it. Like, if you can have a gun, it could be taken away from you.
Yeah, that's not good.
By your assailant,
I'm not a big fan of, like, a lot of women carry pepper spray. Dumb.
Too close. You have to be too close. Like knives or whatever. I was like, no, you have to be too close.
No, I train with the gun life coach. His name's Stephen Powell. I don't know if you know him, but he's got a cool Instagram page. You can check it out. And he used to be Secret Service.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and he
told you it was supposed to be a secret? No, I was kidding. That was corny. That was corny. That was not a reflection of my comedy. I apologize. We have to edit that one.
Oh, it was painful. No, I was kidding. No, it was funny. He and I think he did something with DEA, or I don't want to misquote, but he basically trains the military and special ops and police, and so he's like a trick shot guy. Like I got my husband a class for. You're kicking my balls over there. My disco balls are rolling, Jason.
I just wanted to play with your balls.
Right? Thank you. Oh gosh. I had to clarify it's 2024. But anyway, I bought a class for my husband. It was like a Valentine's Day gift. And he was doing shots where like you lay on your back and shoot between your legs and like just cool stuff. Like I like going out there doing metal targets with him and everything. And I learned on a revolver, which is really hard, much harder to aim with. And so when I use like a real, like what I call like a real gun, like he let me borrow a SIG or whatever it was, and I was great with that because I was like, like this is it was like ding, ding, ding. It was really easy. Yeah. But I learned on like the worst thing, but I'm really old school. It's what my dad taught me to use at first because he had like
a whole bunch of guns.
Yeah. We with the home invasions in the 90s. I mean, I grew up in Southern California, and once he saw that on the news, he's like, nope. We had them it was everywhere. We had them in cookie jars. We had them behind the toilet.
Right. Yeah.
he was Italian, right? So they were all over the house.
Oh, forget about it. He was Italian. Yeah, you had a gun everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah. 2 in the car. It was
like, 2 in the car.
Had a strange
one for
childhood.
you, one for me.
Yeah, I had a strange childhood.
He's like Bonnie and Clyde.
This isn't about me. This is about you today. But let me just say, I grew up around them, and like they don't make me uncomfortable or anything. And yeah, I do feel much safer here than other places I've traveled. Like LA wasn't super fun, and I don't. You gotta be really careful where you're going. And I go right into the venue. Like Burbank, I felt good, but like Hollywood, not so much. You just gotta be careful. And yeah, and I was in New York in like 2016 or 17, and it was still really nice. It's gone downhill a bit the last couple of years. I'd like to go back, but
when you say downhill, what do you mean?
Like safety wise, I mean they've been showing on the news the crime has gotten real bad. It's
Did they elevated. Say why? Like,
well, I just think people are angrier. A big part of it is they are doing like a lot of with the arrests, like a lot of catch and release stuff. Like they're letting people post bail immediately.
Yeah.
So there was one guy.
Yeah, because they're probably stuffing at the scenes, over at Rikers.
Well, yeah, they had this one guy that had like hit an elderly person in the head, like cracked their skull open. They let him out the same day. He went and assaulted somebody else. Like he had like 6 in a row.
Yeah.
They just kept letting this guy out.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. They've got some policies lately where it's just not as good. Like when I was in Manhattan, I had a great time. No one bothered me. I was alone in Central Park. I was fine during the day. I would go there alone.
Don't go to
I went to like Rockefeller Center and ice skated and like just did my thing and hung out by myself for the last day I was there with the trip. It was fine. But now, like I see the news and I'm like, holy shit! It's just, I'd like to go again though.
Well, go. Don't live your life in fear. Like
I mean, I might just accidentally.
Here's what I dealt
bring
with.
Protection.
When I was at when I performed at the comic strip.
Yeah.
Sanitation workers were on strike.
Oh yeah, I've heard that happens
too. When I got there, they were like just getting back to work, but when you're talking about, because when they have the garbage on the sidewalks and they come pick it up, and there's mounds of garbage. It is the first
rats,
time
right?
in my life I've never seen rats out on the street level during the day like I did when I went to the strip.
And they're big, right?
Oh yeah, like. It freaked me out because like in the subways you can hear them, you can see them and stuff like that or whatever. But like during the day, out and about, like shopping, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, what the heck?
Like,
and I'm scared of mice.
It's the size of a dog.
I'm scared of mice, let alone a rat.
Well, and they bite, right?
Yeah.
They're not like trained to do like circus tricks and hang out.
When you say like they're more scared of you than you are them.
I don't want to find out.
I will jump on this table. I'll be like,
and they have fleas. I have fleas, and they have
big, everything.
Right?
But like I said, I'm scared of a little bit.
Well, I heard lately, like there's stuff I see on like YouTube and TikTok that they aren't putting on the news, but the rat thing has gotten bad again, like real bad. Really bad. Did you hear that too?
Yeah,
have you been back lately?
What to where in New York?
When's the last time you were there?
A couple of years ago. 2 years ago? 2 years ago? Yeah.
No, I would say now things are exponentially worse.
Oh wow, yeah.
I don't want to rain on your parade.
So there's more rats on the street.
More one lady was like,
are they like taking the buses and
like
hailing
yes,
cabs?
Like they're on the subway.
Wow.
They're crawling on people. Like they're having all kinds.
I did see a TikTok. I don't know. I don't know if it was New York or not, or not TikTok. It was on Instagram, and there was like a homeless guy sleeping, and then there was like he had like this blanket, and the guy's walking up with him with the camera, and you can see like a couple of like rats kind of just like came out from where he was, and as he gets closer, you can see that there's things moving underneath the blanket, and the guy goes, "Hey buddy," he goes, "Hey, wake up," and then he moves the blanket.
No,
and there were a good at least 15 rats.
Was he just blacked out and didn't notice?
Well, he didn't even show the guy. Like he showed like the rat sleep, but there was. I'm telling you, it was like 15, 20. I got to look.
Oh, I'm itchy.
If I find it again, I'm gonna send it to you. Oh, it freaked me out. I'm like, oh yeah, hell no, nope.
You're all don't live in fear. But haven't we mentioned the rats? Fuck that. No, I don't do rats. I don't do.
I had a mouse crawl over my face when I was a kid.
Oh no.
And it freaked me out. So
was it
ever since then?
A pet that got out?
No.
Oh, he was just an unknown visitor.
Yeah.
So you don't know his backstory. He could have had the mange.
I mean, we could have been related. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, it was just why he was there. I have no idea.
Cross your face. Yeah. That scares me more because they're bitey and gross. I also do not like cockroaches. I've only seen a few in my life.
Really? Oh, yeah.
I can't do bugs.
Cockroaches are part of the family, though.
No, I can't do bugs.
They're part of the family.
No, we just stayed when I had shows up in Hollywood. We stayed in Burbank, and I thought it'd be nicer in Burbank. and I rented this nice Airbnb in the hills, and it was beautiful, and it was, and I was like, I'm going to spring for a little more money so that this is nice. I went to unplug something in the kitchen, and the bugs started coming out of the walls, pouring out of the walls. Oh my God. It was the kind of thing where we like kept our suitcases closed, like we're trying to find another place to stay. We washed everything we own when we left because I was just,
I would have burnt. I would have like just left it.
Oh my God. Way. Well, it was the last day, and I'm like, oh, so they've been hanging out with us.
And they'll travel with you, yeah. Like they'll get into your, and then you'll bring them home, and then that's it.
Well, we tend to keep lights on. We're just those weird people, and so I think that's why we didn't see them until the last day. Because I was there for like 3 days. I was like, oh, they've been hanging out. Yeah. Like this is disgusting. Like I'm gonna find them in my shoe or something. Like I don't do that. And they were the little ones, but in Georgia they have some that are like the size of a golf ball or bigger. Like they're called like
a palmetto, like
yes,
kinda? Yeah.
Disgusting.
They got wings and everything.
I stayed in a hotel after
they get them that big in New York, but like okay, so you have a roach problem when they're even when the lights are on.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Like you walk in the morning, cup of coffee, like,
no more room in the inn.
What's up, Jason? I'm not even lying, but yeah. And then when you have because we
you gotta be careful where you stay. I checked the sheets and mattresses.
I stayed at the Motel 6 in Vegas.
Nope.
Never do it again.
What were you thinking?
Roach on my pillow.
Were you just blacked out or what?
I think it was because I didn't have much money at the time because I was doing. I did a little run. I did California. Yeah. We did Havasu, and then I ended up in Vegas at the last part of my leg. And
you're like, I'm not driving home all night.
And so and I had gotten stiffed on a show, which I had kind of hoped that didn't happen, but. So
I love when they do that. Isn't that fun?
Oh yeah.
I got paid with a hat once.
A hat? I got paid with pizza once. I'm like, really?
We'll work for food. Great.
No, we won't. No.
No.
So, but yeah, no, and so there was a roach on my pillow.
No.
I ended up getting the room for free because I like raised hell like the next morning.
Did you take pictures of it, like selfies?
Oh, I sure did, and I posted it on social media, and I think I got a what do you call it? A violation or whatever from. I'm like, how am I violating community standards
for
posting something that was just like that was not
just
offensive.
Weird stuff happens, dude. Like I've stayed in decent hotels where gross things happen. Did you hear my story about the Strat? I've blasted this everywhere.
No.
A bat swooped for my head. A bat.
That was in the room?
Not in the room. It was outside of the comedy club.
Oh, outside. Okay. Wait. Outside in the casino area?
Yes.
Wow.
At first I thought it was a bird. Okay. And I was like, oh, cute. Like it got in here. You've seen like a little sparrow get stuck or whatever. Yeah. They get lost. Okay. No, it was furry. It was diving for us. And it was like sonar, like it was dive bombing us. And oh my God, it was like a flying rat. And I was like, nope. And it wasn't a little one. It was the size of your hand, maybe bigger. Yeah. Kind of like the Great Outdoors where everyone's just like,
a vampire bat was going to suck your blood?
I mean, they're dirty. Like, I don't know. I don't think they all really have. I think it's rare that they have rabies. I think it's rare.
I don't know. It depends
I want to find out.
They are. There's here in Phoenix. It's like one of the old waterworks or whatever that is no longer used.
Oh.
If you go like.
What do you mean waterworks?
Like at the water, it was like I don't know if it was an old water treatment. I had to look.
Oh, like a facility.
And they have like the bats now live there, and so at dusk you can go and watch them, and there's.
Oh no.
Thousands of them, and I'm always I'm
still itchy.
I want to do it. I see it.
I'm on a crack, guys.
I have trypophobia, so that it drives me nuts. So I know that feeling, but
no,
I want to go see it. But I'm like, I want to see it, but I don't. Like, I don't want to be too close.
I want to see it, but I don't.
But I've seen
it's like a train wreck.
I used to live out in Santan Valley, and so like the lights there. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them there, and so and during the summer with all the bugs and everything, like you can see them. Like swooping around, flying. I think it's cool. I love watching animal shows. I love animals.
Well, I'm gonna go see a kangaroo on Saturday. That's more my jam.
You know somebody that has a kangaroo?
I'm visiting an elderly facility, and they're bringing one to.
Like a therapy kind of.
Yes, it's like a therapy kangaroo, and I was like, I could carve out some time to stop by that day. Like,
yeah.
I'll happen to link up my visits with like the cute animal days and just hang out.
Because I don't know if people know this about you, but you're also a chiropractor, but not even just for people, but for
I'm an animal chiropractor primarily now. Yeah.
What's the craziest or weirdest animal that you had to adjust or what? I don't know what you
Sure. Yeah, I adjust animals. So chickens are weird. I've adjusted chickens.
Really?
Yes. I use a little tiny instrument to do it. And then I've adjusted some livestock, so alpacas are funny. So
they could be mean, right? Don't they
they're
spit?
they're not like an emu or a llama or a camel. They are very sweet.
Really? Okay.
They're weird though. They get really close to you. They want to sniff your face. That's their thing. That's their jam. But they don't want you to touch their hair. So they're just like they like bob in like really close to you, but like don't touch me kind of thing. And then when I was working on one, they all crowded around me and they're like little aliens like doing
They're like
this with
just
their
checking
head.
you out with their bad teeth sticking out.
Yes, and they're like bucktooth. It's just they're really cute and funny. And I've also adjusted a goat. And then 2 weeks ago, it was like right after Christmas, I adjusted a lamb, a baby lamb at the.
Okay, so how does someone even know? Like, you know what? I need to call.
If they're walking a little differently, they're having difficulty with getting in and out of like transportation, like cars or like dogs. You'll see they don't get up on the couch like they used to if you let them on your furniture, or they're just walking a little funny, or they're not as active. Their personality's a little different. They're probably in pain.
Yeah.
And so that's what I do. But I go by feel, and so I do an assessment based on their motion first. I watch how they walk, how they run.
I'm like, I have a pinched like muscle or nerve. Like
probably.
I know I do. It was way worse like a week or so ago, and I had totally forgotten.
And does it affect your mood?
Oh, 100%.
Well, there you go.
No, but I was
if
like,
you were a Chihuahua, you'd be bitey.
Afterwards, I need you to do something, make an adjustment
right?
here. But it was really bad. What made you want to do? Because I know it's supposed to be about me, but I'm intrigued. Like, she's like, I'm gonna be a chiropractor.
Oh, I've known I was gonna be a doctor since I was like 5 years old. I just didn't know what kind. And originally, I thought a pediatrician. Then I was like, other kids are loud and yelly. I don't like that. And then I thought I'd want to be a veterinarian. I am not the person that can put down animals. I can't put animals to sleep. I am the person.
Except the rat. You put a rat down right away.
I mean, I'd shoot it. Yeah,
exactly.
I'd be the person with the gun that snuck into New York.
And the bat. Yep.
Totally. Depending on the animal. But that's
I get what
mean
you're saying.
sorry to those that love them as a pet, but it's not my jam. I have rabbits. I'm okay with that. But I will say that I'm not the type that can put down an animal or cut into them. And so I finally found something that was non-invasive. So I went into general healthcare. My dad was one of the VPs of Pfizer when I was a kid. So having a parent that does that kind of thing, I was like, oh, I need to do something like major, or this is just unacceptable. It's like when you grow up around that, it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to go serve coffee.
No, I think that's so cool. Like I'm trying to remember, it was a comedian that had told me that you did. Like, she does animals too, right? And I went, no way.
That's kind of my main thing. Yeah,
and then you put a post on Facebook. You're like, I'm off to do, and I went, no way. That to me, that's like really cool. Like I said, I love watching like nature shows.
If you ever want to see sometime, I'm doing it again in a few weeks. Do. On Monday, I adjusted 6 horses.
Wait, how do you a horse?
Yes, I stand up on a thing. It's called a bale, but it's not a hay bale. It's like shaped like one, but it's made out of like foam that can hold your body weight. So I stand on that to get high enough above its back, and I push on its back. And then their neck.
You must be super strong.
Yes.
Okay.
I used to adjust UFC fighters.
You don't need a gun. You could. Yeah. If you're like adjusting horses.
I can throw people around, and I've been working on people for 11 years.
Yeah.
And I work on like big dudes, and so
when I need security, you need to come.
Right? Yes. And no, animals are fun, and it's calming because honestly, people get a little too sassy, and I'm a big energy person, and so I pick up on negativity or people that are grumpy or whatever. I take it home with me. Like the little snide thing they might say during the day, I'll think about it for 3 weeks. So I just can't anymore. I've done personal injury and
I would totally like.
Yeah, animals are.
If I had someone that was being rude and I was a chiropractor and they come in,
I'm
I would give him like another you know what, like deal with that for another time.
I'm moving bones in your neck and you're gonna give me shit, really? Like, okay, we'll see how this goes for you.
You can't turn your head to the left. Well, how about also the right?
Yeah, like you're gonna have a really bad day. No, I was kidding. But no, the animals have been fun, and actually, I would like to connect with the zoo if I can. Yeah. There are not a lot of us that do this. It's our own specialty. So I trained with veterinarians also, and I was with chiropractic physicians and veterinarians, and it's our own specialty. And so I trained in Texas at the Texas Horse Park, and then we worked on dogs and horses. Those are the two animals that everything else is the most similar to.
Gotcha.
So a cat's going to be more like a dog.
Right.
Donkeys, camels, livestock are going to be like the horses. Everything's kind of similar to those two things. And then after that, I had to go to the middle of nowhere in Miami, Oklahoma to do get my board certification.
Miami, Oklahoma.
Yeah, it was not as glamorous as Florida.
A state like Oklahoma should not have a city called Miami.
I know.
That is so misleading.
But Jason, I was a solid 10 there. I felt so hot. I got to tell you, women had mullets and they were smoking, eating their steaks, and I was like, I am a dime here, man.
I'm big on like looking into things and researching. So when I did find out that you were also worked with animals, so I went and started researching, and I forget the guy's name, but he was amazing and with dogs. But what I loved about it, and it was hilarious to me, was because he would adjust the dog,
and then they look
and
at
the
you.
dog would go and be like,
they look surprised. I know.
What did you just do? Like,
yes.
but I love you now, you know. And then they start licking, and I'm like, that's gotta be such a cool.
Yeah.
But don't you ever get worried about that you're gonna get bit? Because before you adjust them, they're in pain.
Sure. So I will tell you this: I'm not gonna poo-poo on anyone that also does what I do, but there's a safer way to do it. So you're not supposed to just do it like that. People are supposed to be handling their muzzle, so they can't turn around and react and bite you. So you're not supposed to just free hand this and just go in guns blazing. I'm just gonna pop your neck and see how you do.
Your husband is so lucky. Like he's never gonna have any issues.
I do have a home office. So
that is awesome.
I do treat other comedians. So if you really need me, let me know.
Yeah, no, I will.
I do have other comedians as patients.
I 1,000,000%. You know, I will. But, trust me, I'm gonna be 49 next month.
I feel you.
I'm gonna be a patient. I'm a patient.
Yeah, like I tell everybody, like my knees will know when it's about to rain before anything else, before the weather. I'm like, oh, it's gonna snow. Like
I feel it after like from like being on the road doing gigs, like you know, you drive 6 hours, 8 hours, or whatever. Even in like a short run, like 3.5 hour drive.
Oh, you feel it?
I feel it.
I get it. My practice is called Winter Circle Chiropractic, and so I'm about to post a bunch of horse adjusting videos.
Winter Circle Chiropractic.
Yeah, I'm gonna post them from Monday. I did a whole bunch of. That's the thing. I get so busy, I forget, and I don't have a lot of videos of me doing this. And I was like, everyone else is doing it, and they're not doing it safe. At least I know how to do it safely and well. And so I'm just gonna post my stuff because it's fun and
create like a separate page for it and everything.
I have one.
You do? Okay,
so I'm just gonna do my thing.
Impressive.
I wanted to ask you something personal because you know I've done shows with you for quite a while. And I didn't know a lot about you personally, so I'm really curious. How have you managed to hide like a soccer team amount of children, and how big is your basement?
Yeah, because duct tape and rope. That's usually how I hide.
You have a lot of kids. I had no idea.
I have 5 children. Well, my ex and I, we were foster care parents, and when we fostered, we started off with 2, but over 3.5 years, we fostered 7 children.
Wow, that's nice.
All together, and we ended up adopting the 2 boys that we are now my sons.
Very nice.
The unification was not in the talks with the birth mother, what have you.
Sure.
She's now actually incarcerated right now, but
it's nice.
My kids are my soft underbelly type of a thing, and being what we do and now you know in the public eye type of a thing, and especially as you start to level up, I'd rather not only just protect them but then also protect myself as well type of a thing, you know.
No, I think it's good. A level of privacy, and it is hard when you start to do more things in the public eye.
Yeah.
Recently, I don't want to give people bad ideas because I'm already unlisted, so don't get any ideas. We've got to unlist our home address because people kept messing with our utilities and doing weird things, and women are catty bitches, and people like
bunch of Karens
say that we were moving and have our like internet turned off. Like, sorry to see you. I'll get like a Cox text message saying, "Sorry to see you go." I'm like, what the hell is this? Twice in a row the last 2 months. So we've had to unlist our stuff.
Wow.
I'm like, that's how I know I'm doing well. Because I'm like, oh, like if you are that bored that you're like, I'm going to turn off her internet for 2 hours, like get a job, Karen. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah, people are crazy. So you got, I don't blame you for not wanting them to be out there. Do any of your kids want to be comedians or do you crush their dreams immediately?
I crush their dreams immediately. So it's the fatherly thing for me to do. You know,
you're like, they will try to pay you.
I want them
to
be successful. I'm like, well, get a job that you can make more money. Okay, you know. No,
we don't do it. Yeah, the money comes later.
Yeah,
a lot later.
None of them. My youngest daughter, like she's just like me, like super silly. She throws her body into what it's like. This little girl. I see little, she's 13 now, but like she used to just like drop herself on the floor. I'm like, you're gonna break something. Like, what's wrong with you?
Oh, she does like improv kind of stuff.
She does all that silly stuff, but
theatrical.
She is like I know she would have the stage fright, but if she can get over that, I can totally see her doing it. But she's never expressed anything. Like she already thinks I'm famous. It's hilarious when and she's like always keeping track of my Instagram following. Dad, do you know you're at this right now? And I'm like, yeah, babe, like it's mine. You know, I know.
Yeah.
But no, none of them have expressed to be that type of limelight or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you have to kind of let kids pick for themselves.
Of course.
Like my mom put me in soccer. I hate soccer.
Yeah.
So I should have done I did ice skating later. I took it up at 30. Loved figure skating.
Yeah.
Soccer.
I think that's sometimes about more that it's more about the parent than the kid.
She didn't play soccer? I don't know why she liked that shit.
Well, because like my kid's this. My kid's doing that. I think she
tried to make me run. I was like, I'm Italian and Polish. Yeah. This is what I look like. This is where we're at. This is how it's staying. No matter how much I'm the goalie or forward, it's not changing. So
I know one bad word in Polish. That's it.
Which one is it?
Kurwa.
What does that mean?
I think it means like, are we allowed to curse?
Yeah, it's my show.
Oh, like motherfucker or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. When I
we gossip in Polish. We'll say like
when I was living in New York, I worked in Maspeth, Queens, and there's a big Polish population in Maspeth.
Yeah.
And so, my boss was Polish, and he had his cousin working with us too, and it was kurwa, this and that, whatever, and there were other words, but that's the one that I
got in trouble for saying the Italian version of that word on the playground, which was fangul.
Mangul, yeah.
And my principal was an Italian woman, and she called my father into her office because I was in elementary school, and she's like, Mr. Ricazzo, could you please explain why your 8-year-old is saying fangul on the playground?
Fangul.
Yeah, because I heard him say it on the golf course, and I thought that was normal. I thought it was like celebratory.
Yeah.
It was not.
My parents were pretty good. Like they wouldn't even they wouldn't say shit. My dad, when he would get pissed, like he would let him rip. But even just like a whatever, like he banged he would go, sugar, and it was sugar honey iced tea.
Oh wow.
Shit. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So that was the thing. And so I used to curse, which I thought I was cursing. I'd be like, sugar. I'm like, what the hell? Like
so
friends
Catholic
would look at me
Mormon,
like,
Jason?
I was like, no, not even. It was like,
you got a lot of kids.
I was Catholic. I caught on to that late. I started off Catholic. I'm about to really give you an answer too right now. Yeah, no, I have Mormon friends that are like, you have met the quota.
Yeah,
you've met the
my
quota.
Friends were actually a lot of my Mormon friends from Utah were like one of 13, but the average is 6.
I've been to the convention center.
Oh,
up in Utah. Yeah, I worked for a company that they were headquartered up there, and I did a whole tour because the president of our company was Mormon. And it is, I don't know if you've ever been there, but for one, it's beautiful.
In Utah?
And it's massive. The roof has all the landscapes that are in the state of Utah.
Sure.
And I think it's like, I forget how big it is, but it was huge. But you go up there and it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Very, very impressive.
Yeah. Their Temple Square is pretty. We just went to this one here for Christmas in Mesa. Because it's open to the public, just walk around and see the lights.
Okay.
And they've got like a live nativity.
I was thinking, you can't walk into the church. I stood at the doorway and looked.
I made a run for it, but they don't like that.
Yeah. Did you really?
If you're not wearing all white, you stand out. I wear all black, Jason. I'm just saying. Just saying. What's your weirdest hobby? Any porcelain doll collections or excessive magnets?
My weirdest I'm a pretty big sneaker collector. Well, I
shoes. You collect shoes?
Yeah, I like shoes. I like watches. I have like 67 pairs of no. Okay. My mom does. My mom's got dolls.
I got a doll vibe. That's why I wrote that down, which is not something I ever talk about.
She did like those
I see dolls
the handmade expensive dolls. I remember like being a kid and there was this one doll store where we
No wonder you don't sleep. You grew up around porcelain dolls.
She would do, they're all looking at me.
Yeah.
She would terrible. Like pay like have them on layaway and she would get her doll. She's got a pretty extensive doll collection. So I told my sister because she's like in charge of the trust, whatever, because like I'd rather her be in charge of that.
She's in charge of the dolls?
Well, yeah. And I said, I just want 1 or 2. That's it. Because like each grandkid's going to get one and everything. But
I think growing up around that many dolls is probably why we have that many kids. Like you're like, this is normal. Like we just have like a lot of.
I'm not the, I had a quota to me too.
Yeah. So, what's the average?
4? 17. No, I'm kidding. No. I mean,
Italians are like that too.
My family's big. Like I'm Puerto Rican, but I have a lot of cousins. Yeah. I mean, I have. One of the reasons why I even got into comedy was because he's no longer with us. He passed, but my cousin he started doing comedy.
Sure.
And we actually wrote a screenplay called The Bodega.
Oh, that's cool.
But
see, I had really custom questions today.
Yes, you did very well.
I pick up on vibes, and I was getting
typically big families.
I like that we were here so early. I was here super early, so like my little.
I was going to say your thing went away.
My show time now. I got here.
Samsung was like, no, this is about me right now.
No, I got here at 6:00, so I got here really early. What's your favorite place to travel? I know you focus on work so much, but what's your favorite place to travel?
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day because it's been a long time that I just went on a vacation. Went somewhere. I like Europe. I've been to Amsterdam.
Oh, fun!
It's amazing.
It looks fun. They look like nice people.
Yeah,
it's because the weed is everywhere.
I went to the red light district, and so I was married.
Of course you did.
When I went, I was married, And
that's the worst.
No, my ex-wife, she's super, super cool. And so we went there, and so my experience with the red light district was, and I walked up and down, there's not one unattractive woman there.
Nice.
Like all different shapes and sizes, but gorgeous. Nice. And so we were standing outside the one, you're just kind of looking, and so she points at me and my ex-wife, and she's like, come on in. And my ex-wife like looks at me, she says, so do you want to go?
Oh.
And my younger self was like, yeah.
This will end badly.
Are you serious? And she just looked and she went, yeah. And I went, I know a setup when I see one.
This is going to end badly.
It is not happening. But
yeah,
no, it was an amazing
rare.
experience. I went to the Anne Frank house.
That sounds depressing.
That
that went from a
gold
star day to a real sad day.
I'm empathic, like truly empathic, and I had to leave the room because I felt so much. I started to cry. Like,
well, they tell you not to go in the attic for a reason, Jason.
Well,
that wasn't supposed to be part of the tour.
It was. God. No,
horrible.
It was part of the tour, and it's
horrible.
Just the saddest thing. We won't dwell on it, but yeah, no.
No, I've been to the Holocaust Museum in New York. That was terrible.
Yeah.
And we were like 13 years old. It was like a junior high field trip.
What?
Oh, we were crying for like 3 days.
Oh my God.
I'm glad we got to see it.
Yeah.
Because you need to know history so it doesn't repeat itself.
Yeah.
But we were a little young. I think it was. I think it would have been better once we were already in high school to see that. It was a little bit gnarly to see those pictures and stuff at 13.
Yeah.
We were inconsolable. It was a mess. It was just a mess. I'm like, we needed like another 2 years to handle this.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy.
Yeah, it was heavy for being that young.
That's pretty heavy.
I think we were in 7th grade.
I hear London's a lot like New York.
Yeah.
And I want to go try to do my like a British or London accent.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hello.
We're feeling Rotters Rain today,
yeah.
aren't we? Yeah,
they have a comedy store over there, but I think it's not.
Do?
I don't think it's affiliated with the ones here. I think it's like it just happens to be called.
They laugh differently over there too, like.
Well, and I feel like they'd be. I don't know. I don't understand their humor. I think they'd be a little bit more dry.
It is. Like, you ever watch Monty Python?
Yes.
Like did you like?
Yeah, I thought they were funny.
Yeah. Did you watch Benny Hill?
Not Benny Hill. What's the other one where Shaun of the Dead? I love that movie.
Shaun of the Dead. Yeah.
And those same two guys are in a bunch like Hot Fuzz, and they're in a bunch of other. So it's like it's dry, but I like a little more intelligent humor anyway, where you kind of have to think a little bit to get it, and that's those kinds of movies. I think they're funny.
Who are your because I'm learning from you as well too, as far as with comedy, like, because we all study comics, but we have who are you like influenced by
for comedy?
For comedy,
Tom Segura.
Tom Segura.
I like Tom Segura.
You know what? I had a friend that goes, because I forget how his bit goes where he speaks Spanish. I didn't know that he could speak Spanish.
Oh, yeah, because his mother is from South America.
And I'm like, his last name is Segura.
Yes, you don't think of and I like him a lot.
You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
I like him. I used to like Dane Cook, but that's not my style. He's really loud. I'm more of a storyteller also. I like sarcasm. I like him. I really like Natasha Leggero. And then Sebastian. I love Sebastian. Yeah. But that's Italian, so how can I not like him? And then and then all the greats like Robin Williams is there. I think there's none like him.
That affected me when he.
Oh yeah. It still bothers me. I mention him all the time because I was a huge fan. So that was a big loss for the comedy.
Fun fact, it was fun fact with him. So he would unconsciously sometimes steal people's jokes.
Oh, Robin did? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
And so when if he would find out about it, whoever the comedian was, he would like write them like a $500 check. I sort of what documentary
like
it was.
As a credit, like, hey,
I stole your thing. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I don't like listening to comics going before me when I'm at a show. Yeah. Because I don't want to be influenced too much, but then you have to listen to some because you want to know, for one, if you have a
one of our
similar
friends does it a lot, and I won't say who, but one of our friends does it a lot.
Steals jokes?
Not steals jokes, like I'll go up and then they'll do the same subject matter, and I'm like, that was out of left field, because some of my stuff's way out of left field, and it'll be the same topic, and it's like, what are the odds? And it'll be two of the same topic in the same set on the same show, and I was like,
do they like does that person? I don't want to say he or she because I don't know who it is, and we talk about this off camera, but do they even give you credit? Like, so like how Lauren
they don't even know they do it. They are totally unaware, and it's okay. It doesn't bother me. It's not the same joke,
but they're not okay.
It's literally the same subject, and it's stuff that's super random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I get the whole random thing because there's so very few unique premises now,
Correct. Yeah.
But
because I get
do
into
get
some
what you're
weird
saying.
stuff.
Like you're, yeah. Because I know your material, and that's not.
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like I don't do religion or politics or any of that stuff with my stand up, and so I do kind of off the cuff and current events and self deprecation. So my stuff's, I don't know. I try to do things that are a little bit more unique too.
Did you ever really think about getting the boxing gloves tattooed?
No, but I really did tattoo my head in Vegas.
Did you really?
Yes.
This wasn't a bit.
No, it's right here. I did tattoo my head. Can you see it?
No, turn a little bit more.
Behind my ear, they had to shave my head.
Shut up.
I let them shave my head. It was my first tattoo ever, and they tattooed my head in Vegas.
Your first tattoo
ever. And
I went you go, you right know what? Head. My head.
And I had like 3 or 4 Long Islands, and I already told you before the show, I don't drink, and I have a very low tolerance.
Explanation given. There you go. Long Island iced teas will do it every time.
I thought that they would say no. I was clearly on something.
You're in Vegas. People do crazy things in Vegas. You know?
So fun fact: the friend I was on that trip with is one of my best friend from high school in Utah. And if people are not Mormon in Utah, they're the partiers, and so that's who my first roommate in college and everything. She and I had a spring break trip right out of high school, and we ended up in like Venice Beach, and they were supposed to get tattoos, my friends, and I was supposed to get a belly button piercing, right? I go first. So still have the navel piercing. Love that. Then they go, you know what? We're not 18 yet. And if I'm going to have a career in politics, I probably shouldn't do this. So they both chickened out with the tattoos. I got the piercing. I was like, cool. Because I'm like the ride or die friend. Like I'm the one that's like, I was the class clown. Right. I was suspended from every high school. I did all the things.
Oh, I'm loving this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I go first. So I got that. And then that's the same friend I ended up in Vegas with like 15 years later. And we were supposed to both get tattoos. I go first. She goes, you know what? I don't really see anything that I like. I'm like, really, Amy? Really, like, Amy?
Oh, no, we're going to strap her down.
I have tattooed my head. I have been impaled.
Wow.
And
how much of your hair did they have to show? Like shave off?
Like a half an inch.
Oh, boy.
And me, I'm like.
So then you had like. So you were drunk, right?
Oh yeah.
So when you woke up the next morning,
I was pissed.
Did you know? Did you remember that you had that done, or were you like you went? Oh, you did because
I had pictures of my phone and a video of me smiling at this guy tattooing my head. I'm going. Hey.
That would have been hilarious. You walking into the bathroom like all hungover, bedhead, and everything. You're like, what the fuck?
I almost got married in Vegas once too.
Really?
Like we walked to a chapel and thought about it. It was a dumb boyfriend that was like not a good idea. So I'm so glad that did not work out.
Oh, because you have tons of
good
ideas.
I'm the spontaneous fun friend.
I see this. We have to hang out more.
I'm the spontaneous fun friend.
Excuse me.
We're just about out of time, but I did want to ask you before we forget. Do you have any upcoming shows you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, sure. So tomorrow night, I'm actually part of at Mic Drop Mania in Chandler. Kenan Thompson from SNL.
Cool. Okay.
Is holding audition. So it's going to be a show, but we're doing casting for SNL. But there's also going to be a lot of talent agents there and everything. Fun. So that's going to pretty big opportunity.
And that's in Chandler?
That's in Chandler. Okay. I'm in Lake Havasu.
He's very funny. I love that. Oh, okay. I've never been to Havasu.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I love Havasu. And
you're doing the show with Kool-Aid.
I'm doing the show with my boy Kool-Aid.
I love that.
Absolutely.
Love
and
that.
my homie Mike Krasner. On Friday nights, Mike Krasner. Kool-Aid's going to be on Saturday. Nice. Next week, I'm opening for the very funny Rich Villa at the Tempe Improv.
Oh, fun!
So yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. I got some other stuff, but we'll stop there.
Have you ever toured the hospice circuit?
No, I mean, heard you can kill it, but you know what I mean. But I have never really done that. Yes. Yeah, I heard it's hard.
And for those who tuned in late, please again share your address for everybody and how they can follow you.
It's at 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
Love it.
You can come and bring me presents and everything there.
Yeah, pizzas.
You'll have to guess the state.
Yes.
But my social, but for Instagram is you follow me at Jason Santiago Comedy. I'd definitely appreciate that.
Yes, and mine's the Lauren Rachael, and I'm also the behind the scenes stuff will be on the Lauren Rachael YouTube channel. But then all of these podcasts that we're recording are all the streaming platforms.
Follow her, very very funny lady.
Thank you.
Very funny lady.
This has been fun. Thank you for being on the show.
And we're gonna party. Like now I know you can shave your head.
I get into some trouble.
That's awesome.
My choices in life, it's like, okay, I need to get married or I'm going to end up in jail. So it's like, I got married.
Do we have time for just one quick question?
Absolutely.
So is your husband the more subdued one, or does he match your energy?
Oh, he matches my energy.
Okay.
But he's former military police. Okay. And so he'll be like, ooh, don't do that.
He was an MP. I don't get along with MPs.
No, but have you met him? He's super chill.
No, I knew.
He's loud and
I
silly.
would have never known that he was an MP.
Oh no, we grow weed. Like we're a good time.
Oh hell yeah.
We're out of closet space. Like we're a good time.
Who's been doing comedy longer, you or him?
Me.
Okay. Did he start because of you?
Oh yeah, I made him do it. I was like, get up there, Buttercup. You're gonna love it. I would be a great pageant mom. I'm like, it's your time to shine.
Yeah. Did he want to? Or was it...
Yeah, and actually he does like it.
Okay.
But he does great like voice impersonations. Like that's more his thing. And we do some acting stuff together, like dinner theater and stuff like that.
Yes, yeah.
I got him to do that. But I think he's funnier, and he's funnier like socially, like not performing. And yeah, I got him to do a few shows with me in Vegas. He did Bonkers with me, and he did LA Comedy Club with the
Nice.
World Series.
Nice.
And he did great, and he's really funny. And I'd like him to do it more. But that's how I met him in San Diego. We were friends, and he started going to my shows a lot, and I didn't pick up the signs at all. Like he lives an hour away, and he drive to see me do a 5-minute set, and I really was not that funny.
So you got his attention. He was captivated with you.
I wasn't picking up the clues, and then we met again out here.
Right.
Reconnected in 2020.
Okay.
And then
he was just like, listen.
Dated and got married.
He goes like, yeah.
Yeah, but
we're going on 2 dates, and I'm bringing you. We're going to Vegas. We're gonna get.
I friend zoned him really, really bad.
Wow.
Oh, I would like sleep on his couch, and like you'd think I treated him like a gay guy. I would tell him about all the horrible guys I was dating. I did all the shit you're not supposed to do. But there's hope for you. Like, marry your friend. Like, it's the best thing you can do.
100%. Have that friend. That's got. Well, I'm not good
at getting a hint.
Yeah.
I can't take a hint.
I don't see it. Like you need like flashing lights.
I was a terrible dater. Terrible dater.
Wow.
I would go for like, honestly, my high school boyfriend had like an ankle tracker thing on. Like I like the bad guys, you know. And
your judgment's not the best. Okay.
No, and I didn't know my husband used to be military police. Like he was like a Harley mechanic, and he's a cool guy, and he's funny, but he didn't tell me. He did that stuff because he knew that I was like, ooh, cops. I don't know. Like he's the cool, fun one. You would never guess in a million years that's what he does. And
right on.
Yeah, our life is.
Yeah, I've met him a couple of times, but yeah, no.
Yeah,
I look
very chill.
Yeah,
so I thought for sure like you would have been military police.
Yeah, no. Well, when I did,
you're like bioweapons.
I was stationed in Fort McClellan in Alabama, and that base is it's no longer open, but that was a training facility as well, where for MPs and for chemical operations specialists.
That's cool.
And we used to always go at it. Yeah.
He was Marine. So he was at Camp Pendleton, and but what happened was apparently I think he did like 10 or 15 years in, and then he decided to switch to the National Guard because he thought it would be more chill to ride it out till his retirement. And then they immediately deployed him, and he was at a place called, I think, Bagram. He was guarding terrorists in a prison.
Yeah,
it was real bad.
Yeah,
like really bad. It was at a time, I guess we don't talk politics, but it was at a time where they weren't